Hey folks, Jim Thomas here, Fitness Management and Consulting, and welcome to our channel today. I appreciate y'all being here. And if you're new to the channel, if you're finding us that very first time, welcome. It's good to have you. And before we jump into our topic here today, as a quick reminder, my focus, my mission here on the channel is I want to be able to provide as much information as I can to as many people as I can, across all regions. And the best way I can do that is when you choose to subscribe to the channel, when you choose to hit that like button, when you choose to offer comments, and we love hearing from you, your thoughts and additional topics you might like to see here on the channel, and then sharing the information with friends, associates, and colleagues. So if you've not yet done so, please hit that subscribe button. And then to learn more about me, learn more about my company, and how we can help take your business that next level, and additional ways you can choose to support the channel, check out those links below. And so with that said, let's get into our topic here today, and it's how to be a successful first-time gym salesperson. How to be a successful first-time gym salesperson. Is that you? Okay. I know when I first started, I was recruited into the business. I'd been a member there for a while, and I was recruited reluctantly, I might add. And I thought that I'll probably last about 30 days, and then they'll decide to fire me because selling, I don't know anything about it, and I don't want to know anything about it. They just kind of talked me into it, and but I ended up figuring it out. But it was a tough road at first. Okay, and so if you're new at this, listen up. We'll help make this easier for you, make you more successful. If you're training new people, listen up. This is some information you can use to help ramp up your staff, a lot quicker. Okay, and then if you're in management, you're running multiple clubs, and you're looking to provide topics and information, great opportunities there as well. So how to be a successful first-time gym salesperson. And so number one on my list is leverage your mentor. Who's your mentor? I know we have a lot of folks, they use this channel. They'll use me, virtually, I guess, as their mentor. But leverage your mentor. Make sure you're learning. You're constantly getting information on how to go to that next level. The thing that I always mention to folks on this is if you don't know where you're going, ask someone who's been there. Okay, and I think here on the channel we've got well over 1,300 videos here on the channel by now. All of them or most of them are how-to in nature. Take advantage of that, leverage that information every day. Listen to something and put it into action. But whoever that mentor is for you, make sure you're leveraging that information. Number two, you want to learn your tribal stories. Learn the stories. Learn the third-party stories. What are the third-party stories? Stories that other people in your gym use, to communicate. Stories of members, stories of guests and prospects and other folks that have worked there. And so you can use those stories because that third-party story is a great way to start getting the message across. Okay. Number three, learn how a deal gets done. Okay, if you're new at this, know how a deal gets done. If you're being trained up and they're doing a great job, boy, you're well ahead of the game, but not everyone's doing that. Learn how this gets done. Find somebody there at the gym that'll show you how to do this. Okay, even this channel, from the selling standpoint and business standpoint, we can show you, here's how a deal gets done. Here's how you do that. When the customer calls in, here's what you do. When you follow up, here's what you do. When the customer comes in, here's what you do. And then make sure internally, you've got a good understanding of how your paperwork gets done and how that gets distributed. Number four, know your members and what you have to do. Get to know your members. Here's the great thing about your members, is, they're paying to be there. They want to be there. They want their problem solved. They're looking for solutions. Help them find solutions. Help them solve problems. But the great thing is when you do these kind of things, these become your ambassadors. These are the folks that are out there representing you. They're talking about you. Yeah, go talk to this guy over at the gym. He's fantastic. Okay, he'll really help you through this. Okay, but create ambassadors with your members. Get to know them. Okay, and know what you have to do. What problem do they want solved? What do they need? Okay. Number five on how to be a successful first-time gym salesperson: identify your strengths and weaknesses. What are you good at? What are you not so good at? What do you feel comfortable at? What do you feel not so comfortable at? Again, you can use this channel, do the research in the channel. You can find a lot of things on here that can help you with this. But that particular question, kind of identifying your strengths and weaknesses, I use this all the time in meetings, is we'll start a meeting off. Tell me what's working well, what's not. Tell me, what do you feel good about? What do you feel not so good about? And if they feel good about it, if it's going well, we'll take notes. We want to make sure we continue doing it. And if they're struggling at it, let's come up with some solutions. And we're not trying to just overhaul things necessarily. Usually we don't have to do that. Usually it's small little ticks to kind of change some of these things, okay? And I can tell you from my perspective, going back when I was that first-time gym salesperson and struggled, is, the thing that I didn't understand, my weakness, as I found out, was I didn't really understand what selling was. I thought it was trying to convince someone to buy a membership. It really wasn't it, okay? It was understanding what they wanted to accomplish and showing them how I could help them solve that problem, how I could provide that solution. And then having the decent boldness, I'm courteous, I'm respectful, bold, I'm going to ask, having that decent boldness to ask them to become a member. Okay, that's how I figured that. And then my strengths is I had just a strong belief in this, big passion in what I was doing. Number 6 on my list of how to be a successful first-time gym salesperson: know what is expected of you. Know what is expected. Going back for me, during those early times, and I was kind of turning the corner. And I remember the very first day I made 3 sales in a day, which was huge, okay? But I remember thinking when I did the 3 sales, pressure's off. I can kind of cruise for a couple of days because I made 3 sales. And I'll never forget when I was leaving that night, manager came out and big smile on his face, stuck his hand out, said, "Jim, congratulations. I saw you made 3 sales, great job." And I shook his hand. "Yes, sir, I did." And he just goes like this, holds his hand up like a stop sign. He goes, "Now, Jim, that's the kind of production I need from you every day." I thought, oh. But you know what? I did it all of a sudden. And before you knew it, it seemed like I was making 100 sales a month. But all of a sudden, I was really clear on the expectation. I knew what was expected of me. Before that, I was kind of in survival mode. But as soon as I did that 3, "Now, Jim, that's the kind of production I need from you every day." And I made sure I did it. Okay, and boy, it sure got to be fun. I wanted to do more than 3 all of a sudden. Okay, and turns out there was lots of opportunity. So know what is expected of you. Now I'm kind of talking about sales, but there's other things too, lead generation and other duties inside the facility as well. Create a plan of action. Number 7 on my list of how to be a successful first-time gym salesperson. Create a plan of action that's based on reality. Create a plan of action that's based on reality. And so how are you going to generate leads? We need to make outbound calls. We need to make appointments. We need to do outreach. How are we going to do all that? What kind of prospecting are we going to do? Okay, we're going to identify daily what's working, what's not working. We're going to know our projections and manage based on that. But as I've said before in some other videos, one of the easiest ways, say you're a salesperson, say you want to make 50 sales in a month. Say it's 20. If you want to make 20 sales, the easiest way to get 20 sales, talk to 40 people. 50% closing percentage, you'll probably do better than that. But let's just make it easy. Okay? But you want to create a plan of action. And again, you can search the channel here on how to write a plan of action. We'll show you how to do that. Number 8. This is a big one to remember because we get into this sales reluctance mode. We do everything to avoid kind of selling. But activity is not production. Activity, it's being busy, isn't productivity. Okay? One of the interesting statistics out there is that salespeople on the whole, they only spend about 20% of their time doing something that's going to result in a sale. They spend 20% of their time doing something that's going to result in a sale. What if you took it to 40? You double your business. What if you took it to 80? You double it again. There's big improvements to be made if our focus is on doing something that's going to result in a sale. And that's the question I want to suggest you ask yourself. You're new at this, even if you're not so new at this, and maybe you're kind of stuck, you're in a slump. This is a great question to ask that can get you out of that. You want to make sure you answer yes to it. The question is what I'm doing right now going to result in a sale? Is what I'm doing right now going to result in a sale? If you're answering yes to it, you're rolling. So watching a video, watching a training video, a sales video, a how-to video, will this help you? Absolutely it will. Absolutely it will. Okay, but make sure that we're answering yes to this, because we get into that sales reluctance mode, and that's what gets us into trouble. Okay. Number 9, lean on your resources to do the selling. Lean on all your other resources. You're a brand new salesperson. What resources do you have? Well, you've got technology. You've got other more experienced salespeople to help. Maybe they might do a third-party touch, a takeover. You've got management. You've got members you can introduce them to that might tell their story. There's reviews and testimonials you can open the door to. There's a lot of things, a lot of resources that you have. Okay? But use all of your resources. Don't make it only you. Don't make it only you. And then number 10, how to be a successful first-time gym salesperson. You do all these things we're talking about, you're having success. Number 10, pay it forward. Help somebody else out. Help that next person that comes in. Help them be successful. I remember, when I first got started, now every time they would hire new people, Jim, hey, would you talk to this person? Would you take them through? Would you tell them how you do it? Okay? And I was happy to, and I was happy to try to help make them a success. And me being able to do that helped make a transition into me as a manager a little better, because I had now that understanding of training and developing and how to really transfer some of that information. So how to be a successful first-time gym salesperson. It's going to be hard to be a successful long-term salesperson if we don't get it right in the beginning, right? And so at some point we have to figure it out. So take a look at this. If you're new at this, if you're just getting started, you just got hired, boy, this is the video for you. So good luck to you if you're just getting started. One thing I might mention to you that you're always welcome to drop comments in the comment section below if you have comments and questions, things we can potentially help you with on this. If you like to talk a little bit, we'll offer you a free 100% free 45-minute strategy session if you have additional questions. If you're a manager, you're trying to train staff that are new like this, how do we ramp them up quickly? How do we build that self-esteem? How do we build that confidence? All key things there. So, good luck to you all on that. And again, my name is Jim Thomas. My company is Fitness Management and Consulting. Appreciate you being here today. And as I mentioned earlier, my focus, my mission here in the channel is I want to be able to provide as much information as I can to as many people as I can, across all regions. And the best way I can do that is when you choose to subscribe to the channel, you choose to hit that like button, choose to offer your comments, choose to share the information with friends, associates, and colleagues. And so if you've not yet done so, please hit that subscribe button. And to learn more about me, learn more about my company and how we can help take your business that next level, and additional ways you can choose to support the channel, please check out those links below. And we'll look forward to seeing you all in that next video.